Man, I got Cobra parts everywhere. I have them here, I have them here, I have them here, and they all need to go back there. So in today's video, we're working on getting the intake pretty much buttoned up, ready to go, and hopefully everything back on the car. Oh man, this has been a long, like 3-4 weeks. I don't even know how long it's been since I started this, but long enough. I'm tired. I'm ready to get the car back together and drive it and enjoy it. So today's video, we are going to focus on getting a lot of these other components ready to roll. In order to make this intake work the way it needs to, I really do need to fill in the space, the volume that this bottom tub makes. Really, that's going to help the performance. Now, I haven't quite figured out the best method to do it. I thought I could fill it in with like a resin or something, but there really wasn't anything I could find that I felt good about using, because it doesn't seem like the products would hold up with the heat. Instead, this is what I've done. I end up getting some of this. So this is like some adhesive, I guess it's like a silicone adhesive that's for blocking fire dirt. So it says it's rated up to 1,382 degrees, which that engine would never see, because if it did, it would be a puddle on the ground, not in a whole form. So I think that should work well, and it says it's gray in color, so it should, not stand out. So I think that I'm just going to fill that tub in with this stuff and let it sit, because the nice thing about a silicone type product is it will kind of all gel together. So even if it were to come loose at some point, it's going to come loose as a whole big wad of silicone. It's never going to break itself apart and enter into the engine through the runners. So that I think I feel much better about doing it this way. This will also give a good thermal barrier benefit to the intake, and should help with some acoustic, maybe some vibrations and stuff. Not that that was important, but it's just going to be an inherent byproduct of doing it. So we'll see how that works. But that's step number one, because it's going to take a while for this stuff to set up. It's going to be it's going to be a lot. So let's start filling the intake up with that stuff, and then we can move on to some of the more fun things. All right. Straight on down. Oh yeah. That stuff is not as oh god. Whoa, that just made a big mess. Playing 1,000 bolt pickup here in a minute. Anyway, this stuff is not as liquidy as I expected to. That's all right. Let's get it in here, and then I'll maybe apply a little bit of heat, kind of get it all liquefied, and let it set. All right, that's it. Yeah, so that don't look good that way now, does it? I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna try to get something in there and smooth it out the best I can. And then I'm gonna set the intake up even, and maybe take my heat gun and heat the bottom part, and maybe some of that will solidify a bit and kind of gel together. So I'm gonna get that done before the stuff sets up and doesn't want to move. So I'll update you when I'm done. Oh, not sure how well that's gonna work, but little makeshift oven there help kind of get all that melted down and solidified to an even layer. Obviously I gotta keep a check on that, but while that's doing that, I can do some other things. So I think what I'm going to do now is clean up the fuel rail and start installing the new injectors and getting that ready, and yeah, we'll come back and check on the intake. We'll see how we're looking here. Oh yeah, that's a little bit better. It's more flatter than it was. So it kind of looked like it settled this way more. I don't know if that's going to affect anything or not, but I'm gonna roll with it. That's better than it was. So, at least that part's done. While I was doing that, I got the fuel rail cleaned up and kind of polished up a little bit, and I got my new injectors all ready to go. So these were already pretty much ready to be put in, except they, just have your regular rubber O-rings. Now this would be fine if I wasn't going to be running full E85, but because I'm running full E85, it's best to change these out with these blue ones, which are, people who recognize them, they're Viton O-rings, which help, or resist rather, the alcohol, breaking down from the alcohol in fuels like ethanol. So these will hold up a lot better than just regular rubber ones, which is important because you don't want fuel leaks. Fuel leaks equals not only low fuel pressure, which equals possible lean condition and just less power. It also equals potential fire hazard. So yeah, Viton O-rings all set together, injectors all ready, and I think these are, what were these? The green tops. These were what, 60 pound injectors or something like that. I had to go up pretty high, even though I'm not doing any forced induction, because of the to keep the duty cycle down on the stop with the stock fuel pressure regulator. So like what, 43.5 psi. I had to go up to a pretty big injector to keep the duty cycle at a safe like 85% or something. I didn't want to really like hammer them out too much, just because I want to keep things safe. So yeah, they're pretty big injectors. Good thing is, if I ever decide just to go like maybe with a blower setup or something, if I ever change my mind, I have the injectors to do it as long as they work. They'll definitely support a lot of power on just 93. So yeah, that's exciting. It's like there's so much here to do. I don't know what to work on. But I guess while the intake sets up, the injector, the whole fuel rail is done. So that's just waiting to be put in. So I guess now there's a couple things I need to button up under the hood, but once I do that, I think it's time we can start actually reassembling. And the first thing I'm gonna start with is putting a brand new, beautifully powder coated valve covers on here. So this is, these look really nice. I'm really happy with how these came out. In the sun, it looks beautiful. They look really awesome. Actually, you know what? Why don't I just show you? Look at that. That's pretty, ain't it? That's gonna look really nice, and I'm so happy. The color I picked out for the alternator, and then I'm kind of painting everything else this, like, I don't know, hammered finish color. It actually complements this very nicely, which is what I was hoping for, but I was very unsure. But now seeing them next to each other, it's gonna work out just fine. So I'm gonna get things buttoned up under the hood there, and I guess the next thing we can start doing is putting these back on, and then we can start putting everything else around it. Oh, look at that. That looks nice. Very nice. Whew. I was actually beginning to record putting that side on, but I had to stop because that side is such a pain to put on. You gotta like finesse it to get it in there and not ding it up and not mess up the gasket, and oh god. Whew. But it's in, and it looks good. And I'm tired. Checking on the intake. Oh, shit. I don't even know if this stuff is even. Nope, it is. It's still very not set. So that's gonna need probably a lot of time. So a lot of time. So the next things we'll have to do is get these IMRC plates cleaned up. They're just a little greasy and nasty. I got new gaskets for them, so we can peel these nasty. I mean, like, look, this is just that doesn't that's bad. I mean, I got new gaskets for everything, so hopefully we won't have any problems here going forward, so that will be very nice. But yes, that is one of the only few things left to really prep. The injectors are done, the intake's getting worked on, a couple small things here and there, but once I get those cleaned up and ready, then it's really just a matter of reassembling. So that, I think I'm gonna save all of that for its own video. There's just a lot of just small, really boring things that I'm not gonna bother filming because it's boring. It's boring. You don't want to see that. You want to see the car running and driving, and so do I. So that's going to be all done behind the scenes, and in the next video I'm just going to make a complete reassembly video from, you know, hopefully I can do it all in that video and we'll have a running car. So definitely keep a lookout for that video. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. There's not really too much more I can do now. I got a lot done and I'm happy and everything looks good and we're rolling right along here. But that will be it for this video. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with everyone you know if you want to see more content like this, and go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and keep a lookout for the next true Ford enthusiast video.